Welcome back, this is the Clay Golem and we're in Foundry VTT doing something slightly different this time. So we've been looking at all sorts of bits and bobs using item piles to enable us to have loot, be able to create shops and things like that. And there's a few of you who've been doing your own experimentations and looking at different things. And Adam over RPG Time has sent me a few bits he's been looking at, slightly different from what we've been doing. But I thought it was well worth showing you guys because it might be useful for you. I haven't got a place to use it in mind at this moment, but it very possibly could be. So first of all, what's really interesting about this and why I particularly want to show it is he's used ChatGPT to write macros for him. It's also designed some icons for him, which is really pretty cool. In the same way that I've been using the Mid-Journey bot to generate AI images for some of my characters and things, he's been using ChatGPT. Very nice. So first of all, on here we've got our item piles, we've got our shop, our pile of stuff, we've got our container that we can open, and I've got this one here. So my rations here, it's just called rations because that's what I used to create the item pile. If I double left click, you can see it's just got some rations in it. But this icon is one of the icons that ChatGPT created for him. I haven't removed the background, but obviously you could remove the background from this and you've got this nice shiny bag of treasure. So you can have that, like these ones, you can have it hidden and then reveal it at a convenient time. So, but let's have a look at his macros before we talk about how we could use this. So in my bar down at the bottom left here in the macro bar, I can just left click on that and it's going to give me a new macro. And the first macro I'm going to call show loot. I'm going to click on this dice icon and that allows me to upload a picture. So here is going to be the second icon that ChatGPT created for him. So I'm going to pick this show loot one and we can see we've got a nice little like eye icon here. Again, I haven't removed the background, but I could. Now here's the clever bit, if you like, the fact that we've got this macro generated. I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing in. Now before we go through what the macro actually says and does, it's really important when you're creating a macro, this type box, it says chat, change it to script. It won't run if it doesn't know it's a script. So let me just open this up. It might look very small on the screen for you. You might struggle to read that. I will attempt to zoom in on that in the edit. And then obviously you can pause the video and have a proper look yourself and copy various bits. So what this is going to do for us, it's going to you select one tile at a time, so one item pile at a time, and then it will show that, so unhide it, and then it will play an animation for it. Now this bit just here, this bit just here, hello, come on, highlight, thank you very much. This bit just here, again, I'll try and zoom in on that for you in the edit. This is pulling from JB2A, so you need that JB2A add-on module for it, which has got all the animations on, and this is picking glinty many 0102 regular yellow 200 by 200, but you can replace that with any of the other animations that you want rather than this particular one if you wanted to do that. So it's going to play that animation for us. Okay, so let's save that macro and we can see now number 9 is that particular one. Before I show you exactly what that does, I'm going to create a second macro here. And this one's going to be stop loot loop. Again, I need to change it to be a script. I'm also going to again go to the images and find the third of the icons ChatGPT made for him. Again, I've been lazy and haven't removed the background, but this nice little hand icon stop, which is pretty cool. And then I'm just going to copy again, just copy in the script there. So once more, I will zoom in so that you can see that properly. It's very simple. It's just literally going to say, hey, stop running that animation that we want. That's all it's going to do. So save that, and now I've got these two macros. So any one of these, if I click on my shop, if I click 9, which is our show one, it shows it or unhides it, and it's playing this nice glittery animation around it, and that animation will continue to loop, so that won't stop. If I want to stop it, I can use the other macro, click that, and it doesn't stop it immediately. What it does is it breaks the loop, so the animation sequence, the animation loop will finish but not restart, so it doesn't turn it off instantly. And we can do that with any of these, and we can have as many of these being shiny as we want to. And then when we're done, I think I've misclicked that one, there we go. And then once we've finished with them, we can just turn them off. Okay, so how might we use this? Number of different ways. So what you could choose to do is you could have your loot hidden somewhere, so that the players can't obviously see it, and then when they search the room and they find it, you can just click the macro and it will reveal the treasure for them, put a nice glittery thing on it so they can see they've definitely found the treasure. Now I'm zoomed in quite far, but if you imagine if we were zoomed out on a bigger map and things, it's really going to help it stand out that they can see, oh, hang on a minute, there's the loot. And we're using it for loot, but you could change that animation, have another macro for all sorts of different things you want to run here, and we can just turn it off whenever we want to. We could also choose to use this to say, well, actually, this pile of stuff here, this is the big bad's loot over here. This one is the big bad's loot. So we're going to have it in the room where the big bad is. And once the characters defeat the big bad, you could move it to the most appropriate place and then reveal the loot for it. And you could even have this icon, the same icon you've got for your big bad character. So it's quite obvious that they are now lootable. So you could do that. There's obviously lots of different ways you could do it. One thing to bear in mind, of course, is I've got these macros on the bar here and I'm clicking them to run them. But we already know there's loads of different things in dthreads and lots of different places where you can have macros running. Anywhere that you can, that has got a gap that says, oh, run a macro, you can have this macro in there. You've just got the name of the macro, so I've got show loot and stop loot loop, and you can shove that in there. So it might be that you've got a certain activation, and if we look at characters, for example, no, it's under, and I haven't done this yet, so I'm probably not going to get this perfectly correct. I'm in my yeah, of course I haven't got it. I'm in my practice world, so I haven't actually got MIDI QOL in here. But we know in MIDI QOL there's certain things we can do, and there's certain things like it asks you what do you want to do when they hit 0 hit points. I'm not sure, I can't remember if there was one in here, but I'm pretty sure it was in MIDI QOL where actually you can get it to run a macro at that point. So you could link that macro to it. They kill the big bad, and as soon as he hits 0 hit points, it automatically reveals his treasure. You could do that. It's whatever's going to work for you. But I think the most interesting thing is the fact that this has been done by ChatGPT. You don't need coding experience to write macros. Cheat. It's not cheating, it's efficient. So there we go. Bit of a short video, but I just thought I would show you that. Yeah, many thanks to Adam over at RPG Time. Gosh, I can't speak. Fridays are always rough for me to actually remember how to speak. But yeah, thank you very much for your contribution. Really appreciate it, and this is really smart. So if anybody wants to take that to another level or have got other similar things they would like to share, by all means get in touch. That would be great. My email is floating around somewhere in the comments, but you can always post and ask, and you can send stuff through and we can have a look at it. And we're all here to learn. Let's learn from each other. Don't just sit there watching me wallow. There's obviously lots and lots of different ways of doing stuff. Cheers, guys. Take care.